Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, squirrels, today the story time that I have for you comes from a somewhat awkward past that I had back in high school. This story time is about my encounters that I've had at parties where people did not really like me and I felt the shade. One thing about my stories is that yes, it does help to write down details and look at them, but when I'm telling them, or at least for this one, I look back into my memory and I think of feelings and the sequences in which those feelings happened. Just some background information. The first story where I've been shaded at a party goes back to my high school days. I had my little high school boyfriend at the time, and let's be honest, y'all, because I wasn't that cute and I wasn't the most fabulous thing on the block like I am today, I dated this guy who didn't bring me to parties. And I tolerated it for like ever, and I brought it to his attention. So eventually he does start to bring me to parties. And this first one that he brought me to, I remember I just came to it in like a band t-shirt and some jeans and a cat winged eyeliner. Now keep this detail in mind. Back in 2011, makeup videos were kind of popular, but not a lot of people were on fleek like all the 14 and 15-year-olds are today. So I was one of the only people that could do a fierce cat eye, and a clean one at that. So keep that in mind. When we go to this party, we're there for like 30 minutes. The people who were throwing it were like the cool kids on the block, and they threw a lot of parties in the area where basically it would be everybody from English class and social studies there, everybody from your classroom, but this time getting drunk and smoking. We're getting drunk and smoking for like 30 minutes, and then they're like,
"Oh, the cops have been called. Everybody, you should start to go before they get here. Da 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 da."
And me, never being to a party before, hearing that was like, oh my god, we should go. We should get up and go. And a lot of people are starting to actually leave. But the guy that I was dating at the time was like, oh, don't mind them. They're just saying that so people can leave. Let's stay. Let's chill. So I know you're probably wondering, okay, where's the shade? Well, the shade that happened took place the next few days over Facebook. When I was at this place, I didn't get a lot of love or attention, and that didn't really matter to me because I've never been in that situation before, so I didn't know what to expect. But the next few days on Facebook, the boys that had created that party made a Facebook group for another party that was by invite only, but for some reason on Facebook you could see the entire group and the post that they had on everybody's feed if they were active on it. And they were like,
"Cute girls only.
No Cleopatras."
y'all remember that winged eye that I did? There was a lot of people who would call it like a Cleopatra cat eye. It was 300% obvious that they were talking about me. I don't have receipts for this. All I have was that moment of them calling me Cleopatra and remembering in my mind, oh my god, I'm the only girl there that had a cat eye at that party. They're obviously talking about me. Party number 2, where I had some awkward encounters. Fast forwarding in time, I think at this point I was about 19. Okay, moving on. I was about 19 years old. Me and that boyfriend from the last party were on and off, and I went to this group event of like Olive Garden party workers with a girl who was my friend at the time. Everything was cool. I was being friendly. I'd been more socialized by this point. And when I was there, I had been really friendly and just chit-chatting with everyone. Eventually it's time for me to go, and I'm like already outside of the party when I decided that,
oh, I have to pee. I know what I'll do. I'll go pee in that bush over there.
and this bush was by the porch of where the actual party was. And I remember hearing in the background as I was mid-sprinkle, this girl and her friends, people that I had chit-chatted with, were talking about the people they've met from the party. And they were like,
"Oh, what'd you think of John?"
Yeah, John's cool.
"Oh, but what about that Fleeksy girl?"
No,
No, I did not like her. Mm-mm, mm-mm.
And I was like in the middle of the bush, like, but I remember hearing that and being like, so rude. I was nice to you, damn it. Not that that warrants any type of behavior from her to me. It doesn't mean that I'm necessarily entitled for her to be nice back. I was just shocked. And the fact that I heard it when I was peeing outside by a bush, no less. Moving on. The next awkward story of a situation that happened to me at a party. I was pretty much on the on and off stage with one of my boyfriends at the time. Actually, okay, fine, I had two. And they both didn't want to be exclusive to me. So I was dating them both. I don't even know how to tell this story. I get invited to a party by one of the guys that I was dating at this time. And very early on into the night, they're like, oh, we should go to another party over here. And this was pre-Uber days, you guys. When we got to this party, it was the house of the second guy that I was dating. And my friends didn't want to take me back home. So they drug me here to this location with both of them. Needless to say, within the first 10 minutes, they were both going into conversation with each other. And it started off with,
She loves me.
Well, that's weird because she said that she loved me. Fleeksy, tell us, who do you really like? Tell us right now.
I was like, I just stayed quiet and I was like, I am not dealing with this. I am going over here. That night, pretty much what ended up happening was they were fighting with each other first. And then they started fighting with me, or trying to fight with me. I was staying quiet. And there was this like whole circle of people standing around us, Jerry Springer style, just like with their popcorn, just seeing this all go down. Which is why I was staying quiet, because I didn't want to add to the fire or the circus behavior. They pretty much both swore that they would never talk to me again. Within 72 hours, both of those boys were back in my inbox and I was dating both of them again until a month or two later where I had to make my decision about who I wanted to really date. I know those stories are kind of awkward and they come from a place that's a little bit painful for me to think back on. Those were my most traumatic experiences at that time and I don't wish them on anybody else. These are just a handful of party stories where my presence wasn't appreciated and I can't really say I'm a better person for going through them, but maybe y'all can look back at these and laugh along, cringe, whatever you want to do. I don't mind sharing it with the internet. Go ahead and follow me on all my channels. YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram are all Fleeksy, and I even have a live stream account on Twitch if you guys want to follow along there too. I know that this was a wild ride back into my youth, my not so distant youth. But if you do have any questions or anything that you want me to talk about, please let me know. Thanks for watching.